Let's talk to you.
Excuse me. Yes, sir? Look.
Well, you don't care. Good. Great.
Hey. Hello, Derek.
You don't care
Bye for
either.
now.
Okay, great.
Excuse me. Hello there. I have a suspicion that Fitzgerald might have been given something by Pegram.
I thought he acted strangely.
I'm talking about the gem. It was something he said.
Were you not speaking to him when he ran out of the bar?
Yeah, sure. Just talking, that's all.
Yeah,
Goodbye
I
for
mean, we
now.
were just talking. I was threatening him, but we were just talking. So, okay, I don't care about the old guy, to be honest. Let's go that way, actually. Hello there.
Hi. Do you speak English?
Well, no. What if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice.
Okay, let's go with the objects, as always.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Is it used on sheep?
No, it's for lifting the covers off drains.
Never. How?
Well, the end of the tool fits into the hole in the cover.
They'd slip out. Angles are wrong. You'd never do it.
I have. I did it in Paris.
I love the wonder in his voice.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, but I wouldn't trust him. His eyes are too close together.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
You're a circus clown.
Again, not denying it. He already accepted his destiny.
What do you make of this tissue?
That's a sorry sight to wave about in public.
Would you like to shake my hand?
What is this? I don't do that male bonding stuff.
Oh. Toxic masculinity.
Have you any use for this towel?
Whatever gave you that idea? Oh dear me, no.
What do you make of this matchbook?
Seems ordinary enough to me.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
I can't read that little writing.
Does this curiously twisted piece of wire mean anything to you?
Oh dear. Now what would you be wanting with a cruel snare like that?
Oh, it's not mine. It belongs to the old guy in the bar.
Ah yes, it would.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the
I
car.
mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Okay, so now I can climb it. Did I need to? Okay, I guess I need to climb this. Oh right, no, I remember now.
Stopped short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Or this.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
And there we go, the infamous goat and also the infamous goat puzzle. One of the hardest puzzles in point and clicks history. I think it's gotten easier with the remastered version. So there we go.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
It is very easy because here you just do that. I mean, I didn't show you what would happen if I tried to go down there, but the goat won't headbutt me away. So now I can go there. In the original one, you had to time it just right so that the goat will get stuck there. And like, it was bullshit, not gonna lie, but now in the remastered, they made it a lot easier.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Oh, cute.
The sack contained a fine white powder. There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately. It was a statue which had fallen from its place on the wall. 5 fingers of stone projected from the back of the carving. The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Whoops.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Interesting.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
And now we need some water. Where can we get some water, you ask? Well, good question. Oh, wait.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand. The plastic cover had been smashed and broken away, revealing a switch.
I think now.
I tugged at the trapdoor.
No, okay.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir?
does this...
I'm not interested.
Okay,
May I have another beer, please? Sir? Yeah, please. How is this stuff
I'm
made?
not gonna lie, I
That's the
forget.
secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for
Oh.
a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it?
Oh, that's what I needed to do. Okay, I mean, I'm just stupid. I should have done it from the start. I thought it would have been just the same thing over again.
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, now, isn't that marvelous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a
Electric
little
man.
plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Okay,
When
I
you
have,
finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
okay, I have just the thing. This is very dangerous. Never do that. But here we go. He's an American, so
Piece of wire.
it's his job to be
I knew
stupid.
it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Okay. Now we can finally do this.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Just a second, don't you worry. Cause I know what that did.
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
No need to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
I mean, that worked, but leave it to an American to come to Ireland and insult a kid like that. But, yeah. There we go.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
Oh,
See
we
you
can't
later,
even
kid.
talk about
Okay,
him.
mister.
Okay, fine. Nothing happened.
Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire, I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way, you're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
No Irish person would say bucket of chips. Right? It's crisps in Ireland as well, right? Okay. I think it is in the UK. I don't know about
The
Ireland.
faucet creaked,
I should
coughed,
shoot.
and
I don't know.
spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Okay, so now oh my god, this was another thing
I
I
held
think.
the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
Okay, and now I leave it running. Just cause. I think in the original, this also was a time thing. Like, if you took too long, the water would run out or something. I don't know. The towel would dry. Even though that doesn't really make sense. Well, sure. Sorry. Let's do that. And done that.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
Nice, nice.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Nice. Let's go. Okie dokie. I love this music.